The crowd is assembled here at the Bradley Center, looking for the Bucks in downtown Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Bucks coming to this one following a loss to the Pistons.
And guys, I watched that game, and I remember thinking to myself, where's the aggressiveness defensively?
Yeah, I don't know why they played such casual D, Steve. I mean, there was no urgency, no fight, no intensity. I mean, it was just a flat night for them defensively. I mean, it was hard to watch.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Gibson and Boozer in the middle. Michael Jordan is out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Dang in at the 3 spot. And for Milwaukee, Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis comprise the backcourt. Ilyasova and Dallenberg down low. And it's Mbah a Moute in at the 3. And the Bulls start out with the ball. Jordan dishes to Boozer. Back to Jordan. And that one's good. Jordan's got the first points of the night for the Bulls.
They get the first bucket of the game there.
I think it's going to be a good one.
You know, guys, it's interesting. Carlos Boozer has been criticized at times in Chicago. Some fans felt that he wasn't living up to the big contract that he received, but he's still an excellent offensive player as a weak side defender. But as a scorer and as an assist man, he can get the job done.
They grab their own miss. No good from Gibson. Bulls on D. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And they drew so many fouls in that game, guys. That was one area that really stood out when you watched it.
Yeah, guys, to me, that was just a case of lack of discipline on the other side. I can't say any more than that on it.
Going back to the high expectations for Boozer, I think the Bulls missing out on LeBron and missing out on D-Wade, you know, might have been a factor in that.
Kevin, you know, it's easy to forget that Boozer was a second-round pick back in 2002 now. He's a 2-time All-Star. He's taken his share of arrows over the years, unfairly in my mind. But when you look at it in context, he's had an outstanding career.
Dallenberg passes to Mbah a Moute. Rebound by the Bulls. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
And in terms of their offense in that game, guys, it was straight out of the textbook, Clark.
Yeah, and a flat-out clinic, wasn't it? I mean, just look at that final score.
Rose gets the bucket.
A nice piece of work there. Find a little space and pull the trigger.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Ellis with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I had a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. A lot of his focus on preparing his team for this game centered around how they plan to deal with point guard Brandon Jennings. He said Jennings is a blur out there. He's so fast, and he plays with a relentless energy. It's a challenge for any team to really keep up with him. Kevin, we'll see if they can do it.
And thank you, Doris. The Bulls shooting their first free throw of the night.
And they've increased their percentage quite a bit since last season, guys.
And you look at Scott Skiles, coach of the Bucks. I'll tell you, everybody knew he was going to coach someday when he was a player because nobody was more prepared and nobody spent more time watching film than Scott Skiles. He always knew he wanted to coach.
Jordan kicks to Dang. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And blocked. They get it back. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And a miss there on the triple.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Wing shot on the way. Jennings can't get it to go. Going back to Scott Skiles and his use of film as a player, if you like watching film, the NBA entering a golden age in that regard. I mean, everybody's doing it.
Yeah, it's all broken down and organized. I mean, these days you watch it on a laptop or a tablet. I mean, film study really is something coaches and players use on a daily basis now in the NBA.
A nice shot by Jordan.
Soft defense right there. Way too soft.
Outside Jennings. Ellis, 13 feet away. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got 3 assists in the game. Jordan against Ellis. Shoots from the elbow. And again, it's Michael Jordan. Jordan's got 9.
That's 4 of 5 to start this game, guys. He's rolling.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Well, a break on the floor, so let's talk about the league's small forwards, shall we, for a second, and see which of them have led the league in free throw shooting this season. Fifth best, Luol Deng.
And knowing what I do about the guys on that list, I can tell you, they've put in long hours in the gym to get those percentages where they are.
And that's what it takes, Steve. You know that better than anybody. I don't know if you're ever born a good free throw shooter. You can have some aptitude for being a good free throw shooter, but to be great, it's going to take a lot of hard work.
Well, he's got so much confidence, Kevin. Ellis is a guy who wants the big shot at the end of games.
17 seconds left here in the first quarter. Jordan against Ellis. Jordan dishes to Muhammad. Jordan. He gets it up. No good on that last second attempt there. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. The Bucks on top, leading by 5. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
This Saturday, the Chicago Bulls go up against Josh Smith and the Atlanta Hawks. It's the real deal.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, Steve and Clark, your thoughts?
Solid first quarter for this club. They came out strong and they've put together some nice momentum here.
Steve, I like the looks they've gotten on offense. A lot of good ones.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Jordan in at shooting guard. Gibson and Boozer in the middle. Deng out there with Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, until last year, really was one of the most durable players in the NBA. But back spasms, a groin issue, a sprained ankle, really kept him out of a big chunk of last year. So we'll see if he's able to get to the point where he can get back to that durable stuff. He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But, Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
Boozer blocked. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Drew Gooden has checked in for the Bucks. Tobias Harris comes in for Mbamute. Chicago also making some changes. Radmanovich is checked in, and it's Bellinelli in for Luol Deng. And Chicago has possession. It's a three-point game. Boozer kicks to Heinrich. It's Jordan on the wing. Clock at 6. And they double up Jordan. And again, no good by Chicago. And for Rose last season, really a number of injuries. He missed more than 20 games in the regular season with the bad toe and a back injury. And it was on and on. He just could not stay healthy.
Yeah, he couldn't find any traction, and then he tore his ACL in the first round of the playoffs, Kevin. So as he comes back from that, Chicago will be looking for every edge they can to try to keep him healthy and ready for the long haul.
And Udrich kicks to Ellis. Ellis left side over Bellinelli, and that one's good. Ellis has got 16 points.
You can't fault what he's been doing out there. Some really impressive shooting.
Here's Heinrich. Back to Boozer, and stolen by Udrich. And up the court from the Bucks on the break. Here's Ilyasova. Great D that time from Jordan. Bulls trail by 3. Heinrich passes to Radmanovich. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist.
Kevin, great finish on the low block. I love it.
The Bulls have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
Well, this is a club that has hit about 80% of its free throws during the season. Very impressive number.
Guys, that says a lot about...
The Bulls have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Jennings against Jordan. Boozer. And they double up Jordan. Rose kicks to Gibson. Over Ilyasova. No good from Gibson.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Just got a little careless on that pass. They should be able to connect on those.
The drive by Jordan. The shot is off.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
That's good for Mujic on the assist from Brandon Jennings. There's a minute left to play in the first half. Jordan kicks to Boozer. No luck, and Milwaukee the other way now. A different look for Milwaukee. Drew Gooden has checked in for Ilyasova, and Tobias Harris subbed in for Mba'amute. Chicago also making some changes. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Dan. And it's Heinrich in for Derrick Rose. Jennings dishes to Dallenberg. The shot's good. Jennings making the play. Jennings has got 5 assists in the game. Heinrich kicks to Jordan. A 3. Drew Gooden grabs the miss. Gooden's got 4 rebounds now tonight. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Harris. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. The Bucks have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
Well, they're doing okay as the season goes on. They're shooting about 76% as a team.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Good on the second free throw.
But I think they've lost their aggressiveness a little bit. They're not getting fouled and going to the line.
Well, you know, that's an excellent point you make there, Steve, but we got to be careful not to nitpick here. I mean, they do still have the lead, and that's an advantage. They'd be wise to continue to press forward on.
And they double up Jordan. Harris. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And so it's Milwaukee now. Here's Jennings. From deep. And no good trying to get that one. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Bucks lead by 2. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We've got a rivalry battle on our hands today. Let's break it down. Out at Bradley Center, the Bucks are in a close game against Chicago. Their path to the playoffs isn't nearly as secure as they'd like it to be. They're sitting in 7th place in the conference. Monte Ellis on a roll in the first half. He scored 16 points, and he's helped out with some key rebounds as well. The Bulls getting after it as well. They're really going hard at it on the boards, offensively chasing down every miss they can. Derrick Rose is making his presence felt early. The bucket looks about 5 feet wide for him. He hasn't missed one shot. Can you believe it? Now let's head back out to the start of the second half. Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke take it away.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
What a game for Ellis. He's got 16 points, and from long range, he's got a 3-pointer to his credit as well.
Yeah, Clark, he's shown he can hit that shot. I think he could really make it a weapon for himself if he keeps at it.
Ilyasova and Dallenberg are down low. Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis comprise the back. And it's Mba'amute in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Scott Skiles starts the second half with. Milwaukee in the lead. It's Jennings with the drive. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Jennings has got his team on the board first here in the second half of the Bucks. Rose with the ball. And Jennings picks him up defensively. Rose gets to Jordan. Lets it go from deep. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 16 points for Michael Jordan. Jennings against Rose. And Dallenberg kicks to Ilyasova. Bucks passing it around. Dishes it to Ellis. Just 5 to shoot. The high post shot. The second chance effort. And it's good on the layup.
They've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Stephen, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
Jennings against Rose. Jordan kicks to Rose for the tie. And it's Ellis with the rebound. Bucks leading by 3. He feeds it to Dallenberg. Kicks to Mba'amute. Boozer against Ellis. Rose passes to Boozer. Back to Rose. Shoots over Jennings. Boozer dishes to Gibson. Over D'Alembert. Shot's good by Gibson. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Timeout called, the Bucks. Now the shooting guard position is where teams look for a lot of their points. And these players, the highest scoring among them, haven't disappointed. Third is Monte Ellis.
Well, night after night, we see this group punish opposing defenses. If you pick one way to deal with them, they'll just find another way to beat you.
Well, when you look at those numbers, you can tell that among the NBA's perimeter players, Steve, they're as explosive as it gets. It takes a lot of energy expended to defend any of them.
A shot by D'Alembert, no good. The Bulls have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Here's Rose. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. 10 points for Rose.
I don't think there's any question about it. Derrick Rose is the most athletic point guard in league history. I mean, he's so tough to stay in front of. He's quick, he's explosive, he's strong. He's developed his outside shooting ability, and he's really become just impossible to deal with defensively.
And the Bucks with some changes. Drew Gooden is checked in for D'Alembert. Udo comes in for Ilyasova. It's Dunleavy in for Mba'amute. Chicago also making some changes. Bogdanovic is checked in, and it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Luol
Step aside. We got the big fella coming through.
That is a powerful brand of basketball right there.
Man, an amazing putback. You just love the effort from this guy.
He kicks it to Jennings. There's the three. That's good. Now it's a 4-point Bucks lead. Going back to what Clark was saying about Derrick Rose, they say for great scores, the best thing you can do is keep the ball out of their hands. But when it's a point guard, Steve, like Rose, how do you keep him from the ball? He's always got the ball in his hands, bringing it up court.
Yeah, it's impossible. I mean, you can't keep the ball out of his hands. What you try to do with Rose, Kevin, is stay in front of him and not let him get in the paint. Easier said than done, of course, but make him a jump shooter. He's really improved in that area, but still, if you force him into jump shots, then you're going to be doing okay.
1:21 left in the third quarter. Ellis against Jordan. Oh, one-hand jam.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
And that last replay, courtesy of Sprite.
Tell you what, things just aren't bouncing his way this quarter.
Robinson kicks to Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Pass to Butler. Over Dunleavy. And it's Butler missing.
That was not pretty there. You got to make that one, but maybe that's not his range.
The drive by Ellis. Jennings. Back to Ellis. Over Robinson. And Monte Ellis the bucket on the assist from Brandon Jennings. 20 points for Ellis. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the third. Jordan against Ellis. Michael Jordan again. Jordan's got 20.
I like it. He could have gone for the forced finish, but opted instead for kind of a nice smooth finger roll. I like it.
And here's Jennings. 9 points in the game so far. Back to Ellis. The dish to Gooden. And that is good. Gooden's got 4 points this quarter. Here's Robinson. No good. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. The Bucks on top. They lead by 4. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break.
Coming up this Saturday night, Kemba Walker and the Charlotte Bobcats hit the road for a duel with the Houston Rockets. Live from Houston. Do not miss it.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Now, let's check in with Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris?
Well, guys, thank you. Monte Ellis has had the Sprite Uncontainable Game in this one. His team can thank him for how close this game is, as he really has been a big part of their success through the first 3 quarters. Let's see if he can put them over the top in the final one, guys.
Great, Doris. Thank you. What a terrific boost he's given him.
Yeah, Kevin, clearly he came into
Udrich, the pass to Jennings. That's good, and it's Udrich with the assist that time. And 11 points for Brandon Jennings.
You know, he got one step ahead of the defense on that one. Excellent job.
Taking a look at the Bulls, the 3 and 4 are Luol Deng and Taj Gibson. Derrick Rose is out there with Michael Jordan, and it's Boozer in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Costly mistake at the other end to set up that fast break.
That's what you want to do after a turnover. Push the ball up the floor and strike quickly.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Jordan. That is good. Jordan's got 22.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
It's Jennings with the drive, and Mbamute.
Well, Mbamute was a question mark coming into the league. People didn't know what position he was. But I'll tell you what position he plays. He plays winner, okay? Because he can defend, he can score off the dribble, he can get offensive rebounds. He just does whatever you need of him to help win a game.
Well, he's a team player. And, you know, he was a winner at UCLA, too. And the good scouts saw that quality. And they also saw a great athlete, a long kid who was a willing learner. All these things make a difference. Yeah, they hit goal today. And the Bucks making a change here. Gooden's checked in. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And here's what the Chicago Bulls schedule is looking like. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. That will be their second of this 5-game road trip.
A lot of attention on the Nuggets. You know, that game, that Denver game really is interesting to watch.
The free throw drops for Gooden.
Yeah, offensively, it seems like they've just settled for long jump shots in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. You know, points in the paint and free throw attempts down. What does that mean? They're probably not attacking as much as they did earlier.
Now the pass to Boozer. Gallenberg's there. Back to Rose. Good look. And yes, sir, that one drops. Rose has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Guys, he's really shot the ball well. It's definitely not his fault they find themselves trailing in this one.
Jennings dishes to Dallenberg. We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Shot clock at 6. Jennings kicks to Gooden. Another shot, and Gibson with the block. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. And the Bucks making a change here. Ellis is checked in. Ball's knocked loose. Gibson with the steal. The drive by Jordan. Here's Rose, and it's rejected.
Solid advantage in the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
Outside Rose. And 3 from Jordan. Good on the shot. Jordan's got 25 points in the game.
And that's his second three-pointer of this half. Looks like he's starting to forget about that poor first half he had.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I was able to listen in on what Scott Skiles was going over with his team. He told them the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to lose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
The drive by Jennings. Gooden over Boozer. Shot by Gooden is no good. Jordan with it. Passes it to Boozer to take the lead. Rebounded by the Bucks. Jennings has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Ellis. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
That's how you get the crowd on its feet.
Huge bucket.
They've been waiting for that one, guys.
Samuel Dallenberg is checked in for Milwaukee. From deep, Jordan. Great defense that time from Ellis. Bucks leading by 3. The drive by Jennings over Gibson. Ellis can't get that one to fall either.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
Deng, he's guarded by Mbamute. And three from Jordan. Count it! And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
That's more like it. It's 9 points for him coming off three-pointers in this half.
Ellis right side. Ellis can't get that one to fall either.
That's a look that he'll never pass up. The one he'll usually never miss.
Sinks it.
Huge bucket.
They don't get much bigger than that, Steve.
We've got 33 seconds left in the game. Jennings kicks to Mbamute. It's good. And tie game. That is a huge basket right there. The game has come down to this.
Ginormous possession here.
What intensity. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Ellis against Jordan. 5 on the clock. Right side, Jordan. No good. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. And we'll be back right after this. Well, if you love great competition and neck-to-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Bucks. Tobias Harris is out there with John Henson. Then it's Sanders. Then there's Udo. And it's Dallenberg in at the 5, roaming the paint. Harris against Jordan. Dallenberg. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Udo. And Mbamute comes in for Larry Sanders. Monte Ellis checked in for Henson. And it's Jennings in for Tobias Harris. Here's Rose. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
You're going to have a heck of a time finding any flaws in his approach to the game offensively.
Feeds to Ellis. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. 26 points for Ellis.
Good job creating an easy bucket there.
Jordan the pass to Boozer. Jordan. Outside Rose. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Excellent find there on that inbound. Really good execution.
Jennings kicks to Ellis. It's all in by the Bulls. Boozer's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Ellis against Jordan. Back to Boozer. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Boy, that was a big shot.
And that one just flattened this crowd, Kevin.
Yeah, nothing you can do as a fan after a shot like that. You shake your head.
And it's Monte Ellis with the finish.
Flawless alley-oop that time. That's some real stylish basketball there.
Almost looks like a play they've been rehearsing for a while.
Well, that's the beauty of the alley-oop. It appears that way, but really it's just timing and sort of an innate sense of awareness between 2 teammates.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
Tremendous job at the foul line as usual. You can always bank on him in these situations.
Off the inbound. Gets it to go. Ellis has got 30 points.
And you got to love what he's been able to do with the ball in his hands in this game.
Rose dishes to Jordan. He dishes it to Gibson. Back to Jordan. Now the feed to Rose.
Good. Boy, right now it's really tough to stop Rose.
Here's Ellis. He passes to Jennings. Back to Ellis. Knocked away! Gibson with the steal. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yep.
Outside Jordan. Rose passes to Boozer. Rebound Milwaukee. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. And it seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Steve, you think they've been rattled?
Oh, they're rattled, all right. And turnovers will kill you, especially with a team like this that can force turnovers and get out in transition.
3 minutes gone now here in overtime. Outside Jordan for the win. And so it's the Bucks who come out on top here. An impressive victory in overtime after an exciting end in regulation.
You know what? In a long game, fatigue can sometimes affect every aspect of play. They didn't look tired at all to me.
So that'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.